Welcome back. If you enjoy feeding backyard birds, you know that they are going crazy right now. They're, of course, getting ready for winter.
Yeah, it's the perfect time for novice birders to begin a new little hobby. Joining us live with tips to attracting birds to your backyard is Good Day Garden Guy Dale Kay. Hi, Dale.
G'day, Cody. That was a little bit of a mouthful. Good day,
yeah,
Dale
a big old title.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to. You got to put that on a business card so we could just read it.
Exactly. If you take a look behind me, guys, there's still some interest out here in the backyard. You can see the leaves on the trees. There's still a little bit of color out there. But as we move through fall, into winter, then into early spring again, you know it does get a little bit bleaker and a lot whiter, a lot grayer, all that kind of fun stuff of winter. So there is actually some advantages of attracting birds into your backyard, into your landscape, because it does provide a little bit of winter interest, which is always a welcome sight as you look outside. So how do you get started, and really what do you need? Well, it's really quite simple. First off, though, I should mention your landscape does play an important part. So if you have evergreens in your yard, if you leave your cone flowers up over the winter months, all those types of plants provide great habitat for birds. And you can do a little bit of research, go to your favorite local garden shop, and there's all sorts of plants, amalanches, coralberries, gray dogwood, you name them. They will attract birds into your yard well through into the fall and even into the winter months as well. Evergreens, by the way, provide great habitat for birds when it gets really, really chilly. And also there is the key element of water supply as well. So my bird bath at home, I actually have this glass bird bath, which is, I like the glass because it really makes it easy to clean. But you can see there's some water in there, but, oh, that's cold. It gets really icy, of course, and then whether it's ceramic or glass, they tend to fracture and break. So what I like to use is a little heated bird bath. I'll actually switch out this one and use a little heated bird bath because water is a critical part of attracting birds to your landscape. So that one I'll take in the garage, get the water out of there and store it for the winter. There's lots of different types of feed, of course, but let's talk about bird feeders or types of feeders that will attract birds to your backyard as well. First off here is a suet feeder. Inside there goes suet cakes. I'll show you those in just a moment. But they tend to be very beneficial for winter feeding. It's very high fat, high energy food, which the birds that stick around this neck of the woods really appreciate at this time of year. Of course, hummingbirds and all the other migratory birds, they're pretty much out of here right now, so we're not going to talk about those types of summer feeders. The next one here is a hopper feeder, very similar to a fly-through feeder. I like to use a feeder like this that has large capacity. That just means you're out there trudging through the snow. Oh, I didn't make that sound very inviting. As you tiptoe through the snow during the winter months, you're just doing that less. This particular one here and the one next door is a squirrel buster feeder, and the reason I like this one here is it locks squirrels out of the bird, out of the feed itself. So birds perch on here, they're as light as a feather, but squirrels, they're heavy, and it locks them right out of your bird feeder. There's a Finch feeder like that as well. This is a traditional tube Finch feeder right here. And finally, you have your peanut feeder. As far as feeds go, there's a lot of different specialty mixes that you can buy for attracting different types of birds. The peanuts and fruit and nut is great for attracting woodpeckers. That is perfect. Safflower, blackbirds and squirrels for that matter don't go after safflower. So those two types are very good, particularly if you're having problems with those two types of kind of animals in your backyard. The golden safflower has a very high protein content, which makes it very desirable. Here's your thistle and your Finch feeder. They go into those tube feeders. And then the one on the end is a no-grow mix. It's actually kind of crunched up, so you don't get any germination in the spring. And then there's the big powerhouses of winter bird feeding, the cardinal mix, and then just straight old black sunflower, which is this one right here. Very, very high energy. One thing about prices, you will maybe notice a little bit of a price increase. There was a lot of drought in the Dakotas where a lot of bird feed comes from, actually, and now it's kind of wet out there, so they're having a little bit of problem harvesting, and the crop just isn't as good because of drought. So keep an eye, actually stock up now. That would be my recommendation on your black oil sunflower. Wild bird feed mix, and then lastly, there's the suet cake that goes in the suet feeder. High energy. These few simple tips, a couple of feeders, and you'll have a lot of interest in your backyard this fall and winter.
Yeah.
Back to you.
And the fun of it is to see who shows
shows up.
Yeah. Awesome, Dale.
And hopefully it's birds and not squirrels.
Or deer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate it.
I like them all.
There you go.